Hi again, my name is Rebel and I'm the Rebel Reseller, and today we're doing the second half of my What Sold video, which will be for the weekend before this past weekend, October 17th through the 19th, and it seemed to be the end of pitiful sales. That Sunday was like the turning point where up until yesterday I was having very decent sales. Some days were just my normal, but y'all, I had a day that was almost $900. It was crazy. And I had a really good weekend this past weekend, so. And then there was yesterday. You probably can't tell, but my piles are getting smaller back here. I have been working diligently, but you can't tell. But they're getting there, And went and bought new laundry baskets today. Isn't that just thrilling? When you get all excited about buying new laundry baskets for the new shelves that I'm filling up very quickly. I've already filled up almost one whole one. I've got 2 more baskets and it will be full.
I think that means you live a very boring life when you're excited about buying laundry baskets.
I love my boring life. Love it. If I could stay out here every day and not have to leave, I'd be okay.
I'm not sure if I should be insulted or not. I love my Look, this is who I'm married to, and I love my boring life. He's not exciting. He's just blah.
No, it's just I like my life, and I would be even happier if I never had to leave again. But then there's, don't you want to come to Walmart with me? And he drugged me to Walmart right before we started this video, but I bought my laundry baskets. What are we talking about today?
eBay, anger, and rage. How about that?
Yeah. We'll talk about it in a minute. Let's get through a few things that sold for me.
Before you get started, Monday, we normally do our lives on Monday at 10 a.m. Eastern. We're going to be doing the one next Monday, which will be the 3rd of November, I'm guessing?
Yes,
somewhere thereabouts.
3rd. At
9 a.m. Eastern. It's going to be a little early because we got to run to Johnson City by 11, so we're going to be an hour early on Monday for that one.
For those of you who join us, and we had a good fun group this last Monday, so come just chat with us while we're usually shipping. So, all right, one and only sale on Etsy. Y'all, I listed something this morning. It was a Thai plush panther. I think her name's Patty, and it instantly got taken down, and I was given a policy violation, which I am contesting, I guess, because I didn't know this, but there was actually a recall on this particular plush because there was a hard plastic tag on it that could be a choke hazard, but the one that I have listed does not even have the plastic tag. So I'm hoping they'll take the policy violation away, but it is what it is. And you know, it's funny, it's been on eBay forever, and they haven't said anything. It doesn't have the plastic tag, and that was the only reason why there was a recall on it. So, and that was the only thing under the recall was remove the plastic tag. But I sold this Disney Hunchback of Notre Dame goat. I guess his name was Jolly. I don't know if I ever watched the cartoon version of this. And it sold for $26.95. And then eBay. All right, Dollhouse fashion doll food. When you are listing Barbie size stuff, don't use Barbie unless it specifically is Mattel. You will get your hand slapped with the Vero.
Might as well just go ahead and throw Velcro on that listing too.
Yeah, use the word fashion doll unless you know for sure. And not everything that's Barbie, especially like the vintage stuff, is marked, so you just need to be careful. But anyway, this is Dollhouse and fashion doll size food, and it sold for $30. Garfield Pookie Bear plush. This one was, from Toy Factory. Not a brand I particularly care for, but they do a lot of character stuff, and it sold for $12. Vintage stuff, y'all, a lot of the stuff that I'm marking down to make it gone is leaving, which is really nice. These were some Christmas stencils that had been listed way before I even started doing the SKU numbers that we do now and dropped the price, and it sold in about 7 days for $8.06. But it's gone. Animal Alley Black Cat Panther Cub Plush sold for $17.95. A Beanie Baby, y'all. I sold a Beanie Baby. This is Honker the Goose from 2007. They're in stuff sometimes that I'm picking up. I always check them. Some of them are actually worth more than a couple bucks. This particular one sold for $15.25. Lincoln Logs Brown Train Tracks. This was just like a replacement set. I don't even think it would make a complete thing. And it sold for $19. Diesel Skinny Distressed Jeans. Robert and his pickups. They're in pretty pitiful condition, I think. And they sold for $15 in like less than a month. Cooney Corp White Bear Plush. Another one that I dropped the price on, and it sold for $13.45. I think this was an international buyer, so go on to the hub and on to an international buyer. Caboodles. I am not picking them up anymore. I used to pick them up and sell them pretty quickly. This one's been listed forever, and it finally sold $20. Ornaments. These are Wonder Shop, which is Target. They were just cute little Christmas tree leopards. I'm pretty sure I picked a bunch of them up out of a bin. Didn't pay very much for them, and they sold for $20. Gitano women's jeans sold for $13.51. This was a nice sale. This is I don't even think it has a manufacturer. Nope. I used pink Sherpa lamb plush with polka dot feet, and it sold for $26.95. Mattel Barbie Pet Dog Collie did make sounds. I had a video of it, and it was one of the things that I dropped the price. I'm doing a whole lot of $9.95, and then it goes on sale. So this one sold for $8.96. Calico Critters. Now, I remember picking these up in a bag of stuff. I'm not sure if it was at the bins or if it was from a yard sale, but there was another set of animals in it. Precious Moments. Those ended up being the bolo, but they were the same size. All of these are Calico Critters. There was a koala, some cats, and some dogs, and they sold in about 6 days for $30. This is Harry Potter Hermione Little Bean plush, sold for $8.96. This was one of those items I didn't think I was going to ever sell, just because, you know, it's a ceramic wall hanging. I had had it forever. Pre-boxed, it was large, 15 inches, so it had to be in a large box. And it sold $22.45.
My thought for the day is, what the heck, eBay?
What the heck?
What, y'all? So, y'all have probably seen or heard, gotten an email about the changes to the promoted listings. If you're not doing promoted listings, you can go on Living Life, hit the tappity tap tap tap, unless you just want to be angry at eBay.
Be angry with us.
You want to be angry with us, otherwise you can skip forward to the end of the angry session here. But the short version, if you do promoted listings now, and somebody clicks on your ad, your promoted listing, if they buy anything in the next 30 days, then that item is gonna get a promoted listing fee charged to you.
Which right now for me is 8%.
It's 8.
8.
Yeah. And I don't know, what's my store, 5 or 8?
I think we did yours maybe at 5.
I think it might have been 5. And that's fine. They're changing it to, if somebody clicked your promoted listing and didn't buy it, and then somebody else buys it, no matter how they find it, I could send them the link to my item, and I'm still going to be charged a promoted listing fee. Short version is that's wrong. It sucks, and eBay shouldn't be doing it.
Nope.
I understand eBay fees. People like to call it fee-bay, but eBay has to charge fees. They have to charge. I looked it up recently, I think 134 million buyers on eBay. That's a lot of buyers. If I wanted to do that myself, I'm going to build a Shopify store, right? Then I'm going to have to drive all the traffic there to see my items. I'm going to have to pay for payment processing. I'm not going to have to pay
Ads, all of that.
Yeah, I'm going to have to pay ads to get people to come to it probably, unless I've got some other way of getting people to it. I'm not going to have to pay the final value fees, just the processing fees. But those final value fees and the ad fees and all that are what it's worth it to get eyes on our products.
A lot of eyes all at once. And, I don't mind paying 20%, 20-ish% to sell, some of my items through the ads. I do all of them. I just have a campaign and everything goes into it.
What's our percentage? Like 60, 65%?
About 60% of my items do sell through the ads. But, that's going to change with this new thing because it just takes one person to click on your item through an ad, and then, it's going to sell promoted. And I'm frustrated with that,
There needs to be an exchange of value here.
Yeah.
We pay eBay fees for the use of their site to sell our products. Like I said, I don't want to go recreate this on Shopify. We wouldn't make as much money if I had to do it. Or maybe I would magically find a way to do it. We'd make even more money, but it's not going to happen. I'm not a marketing guy like that. So we pay the fees in exchange for getting eyes on our products and selling our products. If somebody is going to buy, what do we have here? Tupperware. We're going to sell this, I'm going to say $10.
Okay.
Whatever. $10. When somebody clicks on this and buys it, they would rather have this than the $10, and I would rather have the $10 than this. And we're both happy. We both think we're better off after that transaction. That's the way free trade works, right? But there's no free trade with this new fee setup. It's not. We're not getting anything extra from the new fees, the new way they're doing this. Nothing extra. Somebody could find our stuff organically. They didn't click on our ad. And it's just, eBay, it's wrong.
It's wrong. So, probably spiteful. But unless eBay changes something, because a lot of people say they're not happy. And in fact, Robert he responded to that message that eBay sent.
Yes, if you get the email, I went into the email, and there's a way that you could say, was this email helpful? You can go click on that and say, was it understandable? Absolutely, it was understandable. And then it was terrible after that. And then you could leave comments, and I left a comment. It was under Rebel's name because that's what tab I was on. I was in Chrome, so that's for my email. That's where the account that I have signed into Chrome is hers. So
let them know you're not happy.
Or if you are happy, go let them know you're happy because they should get a fair hearing about this. But yeah, I don't think I have not heard one good thing from anybody about this because they're going to charge us the extra fee and we're getting nothing in return for it.
No.
When we do when we do the promoted fees, we get something in return. We get our items boosted up in the list. We get higher in the algorithm, all those sorts of good things. We're exchanging extra fees for that benefit. With this one, there's no benefit. We're getting nothing.
Nope. So I will be turning off all promoted listings, and I'll just take the dropped sales for hopefully a while, but I know that will happen. Maybe not, but in in all these years that I've done this, every time I've messed with the promoted listing fees, my sales come to a grinding halt, and I'm going to take it because I want eBay to know that I'm not happy. I'm not going to pay these fees anymore. The search sucks. My stuff's not even on. Even after I changed all of my all of my high dollar stuff to free shipping.
Flat rate.
Flat rate.
Flat or free, whichever.
Right. They're still not showing up on Google. Not at all. So what's the point? What's the point of paying all of these extra fees? So I'm going to be done unless they take this back. And who am I? I paid $5,000 last year this year so far, I have paid $5,000 in promoted fees.
And based on the 65%, just my quick and dirty math says that for a full year, this change is probably going to cost us $4,000 to $4,500 probably, somewhere in there, just guessing.
More.
In addition, just additional fees, like I said, with no benefit, eBay.
Yeah, let me know. Let me know what you guys have planned. I have a small group of people that I'm always chatting with, and pretty much everybody's saying the same thing. They're just not going to do it. Just not going to do it. So
here's a great dream. And I know it won't happen because everybody's going to do their own thing, but it would be beautiful if eBay makes this many millions of dollars off of promoted listing fees if it went to zero. Because everybody
quit.
If everybody turned it off,
we'd all be on an even field, right?
Exactly. But some people are going to keep doing it. That's just the nature of the thing.
Yeah,
but
even at the 2%.
It would be awesome if their total value they collect on promoted fees actually decreased because of this change.
Yep. All right. Off our soapbox. Walgreens brown monkey plush sold for $17.95. Needlepoint Christmas stocking sold for $23.95. I tend to pick these up a lot at the bins. Just be careful you don't pick up the ones that are personalized, and because those just seem to be a little bit harder to sell. This is Fisher-Price Loving Family little puppy, little teeny tiny 1-inch figure, sold for $8.96. E.T. Alien plush sold for $20.20. I don't even remember. I think I picked these up at an estate sale. They were bamboo, stainless flatware. These were the teaspoons. A lot of 6 sold for $15. Build-A-Bear, Barbie, and other pieces and parts to outfits sold for $22.45. Clara Sunwoo dress. This was a Goodwill pickup. I thought when I first started getting into clothes, I went over to our Goodwill. So I probably paid $5 or $6. This thing never sold. Not at all till now. Sold for $15. Fisher-Price Jumbo Little People Tugboat and Barge. This is for those bigger, I call them the bigger little people. Sold for $10. Finally sold the American Girl doll canopy bed. Picked it up at an estate sale. I want to say I paid $20 for it. Still in its original packaging, and it sold for $76. Gans Gray Tabby Cat Plush sold for $22.45. This person bought 2 items from me, bought a stuffed animal house Canadian Moose plush and a Wish Pets orange hippo plush for a total of $20.62. This was a very quick sale, and funny thing is I just found another one at the bins, but the brand is Heel House. Come to find out, this is the dog from Lewis and Clark. His name was Seaman. This particular dog had like this leather collar. The new one that I just found recently did not have the collar, and it definitely decreased the price from like this one sold for $32, $35. I think I'm listing the other one for $20. So that really made a big difference for it. Oop, and then that's it. All right, let's move to Robert's store. 11 sales in Robert's store. But what's happened since, dearie?
It's gone up a little. No, it's not. It's gone from 3 days, 11 sales, and now it's gone to, we had 2 yesterday. I've got 1 to ship out tomorrow. I think I've sold 3 since then, or 4. What happened to the sales? I was going in, I was like editing pretty much every item, changing the
calculated.
Changing the business policy on it to be flat rate shipping. I was making that change over the course of the weekend, and it was really good. But once I finished it, sales just kind of died. And did it die because the shipping policy changed and the shipping price, or was I selling a lot more because I was in there just changing stuff? I just need to sit down and just like monkey with like 40 listings every day and just change it to something else. I have no idea. I just wish we knew what would generate the sales activity.
Yep. But it was a good weekend for that store. So let me show you some of the things we sold. First are these Chico's Juliet ankle pants, sold for $18. Risen women's size 2XL flared jeans sold for $28.09. Levi's 514 jeans sold for $22.21. Buffalo David Bitten Molly high-rise jeans sold for $15. Old Navy shorts sold for $11.41. Gap high-rise faux leather pants sold for $18. Old Navy denim skirt, use the word modesty, that's a good keyword for them, $13.21. Banana Republic women's dress sold for $13.51. Revolt women's overalls sold for $32. Abercrombie and Fitch women's jeans sold for $31.21. And last but not least, D & Company fleece jacket, make it gone, $10.
It would be really nice to be selling 3 items a day out of that store like we did over that weekend. That would be awesome.
Yep. Hopefully it'll get back to that, but I'm prepared for, I'm going to leave this month alone and keep the promoted listings on it, but December 1st, I'm going to change it.
On the clothing store?
Oh, I don't know about your store.
Oh, I'm changing
my
it.
store.
No. No.
That's your thing.
I'm out. eBay. I'm out.
And he told me till this weekend, he's going to figure out if this sales are going to pick up in this store. Otherwise, he's going to convert it back to calculated shipping. All right, y'all. I got to get to work. I want some more of this pile gone. Bye.